Hello and welcome to my third masterclass. Today we're going to look at ways in which you can optimize your Instagram bio, boost your brand and your leads and ultimately sales. What I'm going to do today, I'm going to break it up into two different components. One is looking at what you need to do to optimize your own Instagram. And then the next is I'll go through some other Instagram accounts and provide specific examples based off the content that I provide for you today. When we have someone come to our Instagram account, we want them to know that they are our ideal client or our dream customer, that we can help them get to whatever their desired outcome is and what the next steps are to working with you. When you have an optimized Instagram account or when you optimize it to show these different types of features, what can happen is when someone finds your content, whether it be on like the explore page, if you've got reels that you're posting and they see it and they head over to your account, they can kind of get this snapshot of who it is you help, what it is you do, and how it is you help them do it. You've then got value that you've added through your grid in your content. And I'll also briefly talk about highlights today and how you can use highlights to kind of separate your offers or tell them where to start or different things like that. So keeping in mind these three things, the other thing that's going to help you today is if you have been to my niching down or how to select your niche masterclass. One of the things that we definitely want to do here is know who it is our ideal client is or who our dream customer is. The difference between these two is that an ideal client is someone that fits into the parameters of who it is we help. So they're our niche. But our dream customer is someone who is motivated to change, they're willing to go towards their goals, and they're more of like a hot lead. So they can see what it is that you help people with, and they want you to help them get to their desired outcome. So today I'm going to talk about 4 ways that you can optimize your Instagram bio. This shouldn't take you longer than 15 minutes. If it takes you longer than that, please contact me and we can kind of brainstorm and I can help you do it along the way. So this will boost your brand, it'll generate more leads, and then this will lead to more sales of your products and programs. I've spoken in the content creation masterclass about how you can create top of funnel posts. And this is stuff that you can put throughout your grid to generate those leads. And then you've also got your branding weaved through it as well. So what your message is, your mission for your business, and just kind of all those like tips and tricks along the way. So first things first, your Instagram name. Instagram, when it first opened, you could only fit so many characters along your name. So now it's extended the amount of characters that you can use. So it's important to have your name and your job title in your name field. This is searchable on Instagram. So for those of you that are still using hashtags are being phased out and SEO search optimization is being phased in, which means that when you head to your search bar and you type in wellness coach, everyone that has their name and wellness coach next to it will appear first in your search criteria. So if you do not have your job title in your name, you're actually losing out on potential leads and potential searches or search you coming up in the searches. You can definitely give this a try. You can go and even search for like what's in my Instagram name and see if it comes up. The next is your username, or this is also called your handle. Make sure this is easy to spell and it doesn't have too many characters or things like that. When you extend it out nice and long, or if you've got something difficult to spell in it, when you like verbally say your handle, people may not be able to find it as easily. I'll give you an example for that. So like for my podcast, I always say, if you want to find me on Instagram, you can search Kate Astle _. And then I've got Kate Astle across all my branding and it's on my strip logo, so you know how to spell it. If you've got something that's difficult to spell, or if you've got like a lot of underscores, or if you've got like your name and 3 underscores, So you can imagine if I said my Instagram handle is Kate Astle _____. It kind of extends it out. And if you don't verbally say it to someone and they just see you come up, if they go to search you again, they may not be able to tell how many underscores you have. I recently found someone who I wanted to search for, and I thought it was 2 underscores, but they actually had 3. And so it made it really difficult for me to go back and find them to talk to them. Next is our profile picture. So because we're talking about business owners here, you can choose to have either a business logo or a picture of yourself. So if you're using a business logo, don't use your landscape image. Don't pop that into a square with blank space and put that into the circle that Instagram has created for your profile. It shrinks down your logo and makes it unrecognizable and really difficult to see. So if you're going to use a business logo, make sure that you have a 1x1 business logo that you can pop into the profile picture. If you don't have one, you can also contact me and we can create something for you to use in that space. Otherwise, you can use a picture of yourself. We want our picture to stand out. So you've probably seen a lot of people with pictures with circles around their image. You've probably seen where they've removed the background and they've got like their branding colors in it. So if you haven't thought about what branding colors you'd like to use, now is probably a good time to do that, along with fonts. We want to make sure that the picture that we're using is a high resolution and a high quality image. We don't want to use ones that are pixelated or blurry. And I will show you how to do this on Canva once I go through this last 4th step, which is probably the most important. And this is your bio. So I've worked with a lot of you with what our bio needs to contain. We spoke about it initially. We need to state who it is that we help, what it is that you help them do, so how they reach their desired outcome or what their desired outcome is, and then how you do it or in what time frame you do it. And this is where it's important not to be vague. And I've gone through this in the niching down masterclass. So if you have something like I help you, we don't know who you is to start with, lead a more balanced life. This is a very cliche term as well. What does a balanced life look like? What does that even mean? Through one-on-one coaching. This is very vague. It doesn't really speak to anybody, and we need to be more specific and clear with this. So it could be something like, I help mums on maternity leave build an online business from home using social media. So this second example is clear about who it helps, mums on maternity leave. We talk about what it is that we help them do. So we're building an online business from home and how we do it. We do it using social media. We want to make sure that our Instagram bio is no longer than 4 lines long. If it's longer than 4 lines long, it'll generate a read more button, which most people don't click. And I've got a couple of examples to show you as well when I go through the audits. And we want to make sure that in our 4th line, we have a call to action. So this is a prompt for them usually to start working with you, or the next step that they need to take to work with you. Sometimes it might also include a link to download a freebie. When we spoke about value ladders last week, we were talking about ways in which we can add value to our clients. So we can give them a freebie, and then in the same turn, we can provide them with, they provide us with their email address. So that's a really great way to get their email address, and then we can start to, move them into our funnels through email marketing. With these, it's usually sending you to a link or a landing page with a website. If you don't have a website, there are lots of other different softwares that you can use to create funnels. You can use, if you use Calendly for your scheduling, you can use that. You can put a Calendly link in there to book a free discovery call. If you've got a masterclass series coming up, or if you've got workshops coming up, or anything that you've kind of got coming up that you want to raise awareness and attention to, make sure that that's in your bio to send them to the link to click on. If you want to include more than one link, there are other softwares that you can use like Linktree. That's one that I use. There's also one called Milkshake, I think. And these are ones in which they can click on it and it will take them to a series of links. And then you can have multiple things or multiple choices for them to click on. And I will also show you an example of that when I get to the auditing. So what I'm going to do now is go to Canva and show you how you can create your profile picture if you don't know how to do that. Okay, so here is Canva. I have paid for the business suite or for the extension. When you do this, you have the opportunity to create a branding kit or under tools. And this is where you can put in your branding colors and your branding fonts. You can also put in any logos that you want to use for your business. This makes it really easy to create content because when you use a template that's in Canva, you can just throw in your fonts, you can throw in your colors, and you can have a tile created or even a story video that you can upload as a reel. You can create these quite simply and quickly when you've already got this saved. Each one of these has what's called a hex code. So you can see underneath that it's got a hashtag underneath it, and that is the code of the color. So when you're working with other people and they're asking for your branding colors, you can provide them with the hex codes. Keeping that in mind when you ever work with someone, if they're going to do your brand and your fonts and your colors. So what I'm going to do to create a profile picture for Instagram is I'm going to head across to the Instagram post. This is 1080 by 1080, so it's a 1:1. It's a square image. When I click on this, we've got our square, but we all know that our Instagram is a circle. So when we head to elements, we can pick a circle. This automatically picks the color based off my branding colors. So now that I've filled the circle in the square, that's the size of what my Instagram profile picture is going to come up as. With my Instagram picture, I use pink as the color, the dark pink that surrounds my image. What I'm also going to do is to create a smaller circle inside my bigger circle with another branding color. But this time I've actually got a branding image saved in my uploads. So I have this one. Actually, that's not going to work. Disregard that. So I don't want the solid color. What I want is the circle that's got the cloud in the background. This means that you can upload an image to it. So if I click on my design and hold it over the circle, it'll then autofill that with my background. I'm going to do the same thing again, creating the same size as the smaller pink one. And then I'm going to upload an image that I want to use as my profile picture. What I want to do here though is I want to remove the background. So what we can do is go edit image and use the background remover. This will take out the car in the background, and when there's no background there, you'll be able to see my branding image behind it. By double clicking, it's going to take a second to load. By double clicking, you can make the image bigger. This is a bit pixelated though when I start to zoom in, so I probably wouldn't use this one. When you've got this image as well, you can also apply other filters. You can apply smart mockups. There's a way in which you can apply a background, so a glow on the background of the image. And so you can see here that there's around my image, there is a shadow. With this one, when we click on it, we can make it darker. We can make the image larger. And then what I can do is I can pick one of my other branding colors and use that. Except it's no longer, oh, my circle's bigger. So you can kind of see where my circle edge is by this line here. and I can make that bigger. So that's one way in which you can kind of create a profile picture that stands out. That is quite simple to do and doesn't take a super long time. So that's taken me a couple of minutes to throw that together. So just keep in mind that that's something that you can do for your profile image as well if you want to spruce it up a little bit. Now I'm going to head over to Instagram for some audits. So Sienna, I'm going to start with yours. I've also got my phone attached today, so you can kind of see the desktop and the phone version. Because it appears differently on both. Okay. So you should be able to see two windows. One is my phone and the other is on my computer. So just going over the first thing, we've got, we'll start with the name. So we've got Sienna, we've got wellness coach and yoga teacher. Perfect. That should be searchable. So if I search wellness coach, Sienna's profile should come up. If I search yoga teacher, that should also come up. This is something we worked on last week, which is Sienna's I help statements. So I help self-aware women on their journey to find self-love and acceptance through online programs. So we kind of know who it is that she helps. She helps women who are self-aware on their journey to find self-love. Sienna, have you been working on this one? Was this what we came up with the other week?
Yeah, this is what we came up with.
So with your niche, if they're women that are already self-aware, it may not be about finding self-love. It might be about like enhancing it or something like that.
Yeah,
I know we came up with it
like
very
that.
quick. I know we came up with it very quickly the other day, and I think I was definitely brain dead. But if we can have like self-aware women, you know, enhance their practice of self-love or enhance their build upon their self-love, or it's just about adding to their journey. Because most women who are interested in self-care and self-love, they are mostly self-aware, I would say. And then definitely through online programs. So we can probably work on that a little bit more. I can definitely help you with that, or you can work on that yourself just to, we want it to be a really strong I help statement. So when people see this, they're like, yes, that's what I need. So this is their like, their desired outcome. So what does it mean to find self-love and acceptance at the end of their journey, or what does the outcome look like? This is the example where I've said if you have more than 4 lines, so 1, 2, 3, 4, it then comes up with that more button, and we miss out on a call to action. So I see you've got a link tree here as well. So most people don't hit on the more. We do have yoga teacher here, so we can probably remove that because you've got yoga teacher in your heading.
Yeah.
We've got, so even like wellness coach, we've also got that in the heading. So we also don't need that. And once we start to remove some of this stuff, you can see how many characters that we can remove and then we can use in a different way. So we could say something like, in the bottom line, we could say, you know, click below for my next one-on-one program, or information on my one-on-one program, or for my free affirmation something, for my free affirmation journal prompts and things like that. And so that prompts more people to then click on your link tray and then head here. The other thing with these ones, what's the self-growth tab?
If you click on it, it tells you what's involved.
Oh yeah, so it's a program.
Yeah.
So
To
probably
run.
just, yeah, probably add self-growth program.
Yeah.
Yeah, mind connection program. Do you pay for this version of Linktree?
No.
It's cool that you've got these. I haven't got these bits, so that's really cool. I'm gonna have to go and check out how to do that. Even with these ones, just so that they know that they're programs, do you have them go to your website?
Yeah.
One thing you could do, so see how that's quite long, so I can't see all of your things.
Yep.
What you can do is you can have one tab that says like work with me and then say like programs. And so they click on it and it actually, oh, that takes you straight to payment. So what happens is when we've got programs that are like this amount of money, what we really want to do is send them to the website for more information or to book a call to talk to you about doing your program. You'll probably find that you won't have many people come directly to your link tree and purchase your program. If that's not the case, that is fantastic. But I've found in my experience, once you get over like even $300 or $400, most people like to have a conversation with you about what the desired outcome is, what's everything that's included in the program, um, and yeah, different things like that. So sometimes it's easier just to have like one thing that sends them to your website with information about all your programs. And that way you can have a section that's like, so this talks about what your offer is, whereas you could have a section on your website before each program that says this program is for you if, and then you can have a description of the specific niche or specific person that this helps and this is who this is for. So at the moment we've got what your program is, but not necessarily like the specifics of who it's for or who it'll help or the current situation that your niche needs to be in for it to be most beneficial to them.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
And these are good too. So last week, have you had a chance to have a look at the Value Ladders masterclass?
The value one.
Yeah, the value ladders. So how we kind of structure our products and programs.
I got probably halfway through that one.
Okay, cool. So how we can structure our link tree is almost like our value ladder. So you've got a 14-day self-love journey that's $30. You can almost move that to the top and put that as your call to action um, in your bio to say sign up to my self-love challenge for as little as $2 a day. And so
I like
that's like,
that.
yeah, that's one of your lower ticketed offers that gets you their email address, that gets them a taste of what it's like to work with you. And then you can, at the end of the 14 days or whatever it is, you can have an offer at the end that says, if you've found this self-love journey beneficial, one, I'd love a testimonial. But two, if you want to continue working with me, this is where I recommend you go, and I can give you $50 off the next offer. So it's like an incentive to get them to sign up, and they might have like a week to decide if they want to sign up with you at that discounted rate. And then, yeah, continue working with you rather than trying to get people from like your cold market straight to your highest ticket offer. You can kind of move them through your value ladder at the lower ticketed end where they don't have to invest as much money at risk that they won't get as much value. Whereas when you can start at the lower end and you can provide that value for that money cost at the bottom, they'll be like, okay, so if I invest $1,200 into your next program, I know I will get that back in twofold from what you offer. So it's about like nurturing those initial relationships and building those foundations with your followers and your clients to get them through your lower ticketed offers up to your higher ticketed offers. I love that you've got your highlights. That is really cool. You can add cover photos to highlights if you want them all to look the same with all of your branding. So like you've got I don't know if that was a post or a cover photo on Calm the Mind. Um, but that can be a really cool way to kind of express your brand. You can show your colors, you can show some images or symbols that represent you and your brand. And like working in like the self-love and wellness space, you might have different symbols that mean different things. I always love using triangles because I believe like there's the mind, body, soul, mind, body, spirit. So you can use like triangles, you can use like sun, moon, you can use love hearts or different shaped love hearts or sized love hearts. That could look cool there as well. And then the other thing I'm going to recommend you do here is have a start here highlight, so that when people come to this, they can click the start here, and you can have like an introductory video that says, hey, I'm Sienna. I work with this type of client through this type of program. And, you know, thank you for coming and following me or something like that. And then you can have, if you want to work with me, I recommend you start here with my 14-day self-love challenge. And so you can purchase that through the link in my bio. You might add a bit more information about like your origin story, why you got into it. And the way that you do that is you just record your story. And once your story is finished, you can add it to a highlight that then says start here. By doing that, people can just click on that and kind of get a really get a taste for who you are, what you do, who you help. And it's a little bit more in depth than like the one sentence that they get in your bio. And now let's look at your grid. So I'm going to switch over from mobile to desktop. With desktop, I'm going to have to click out of that. With the desktop view, when you log in, you can hover your mouse above or on top of the tiles to see how many people have liked and commented on each of the posts. So this is a really good way to kind of get an idea of which things that people are interacting with the most and what they're resonating with. When you can do that, you can kind of target your content back to the things that really resonate with your followers. So these all have like roughly the same amount of interaction. So if we have a look at the content, the things that we're going to be looking for in content, which we will also cover next week, so don't stress too much. We're going to cover the different types of content that we post to socials. So there will be your tiles, so just a static post. There will be carousel posts, and then we'll also look at reels. So testimonials are great. Love that you've got the testimonial here. The other thing that you could do with this is add a call to action. So at the moment I'm reading this and I can see the wonderful things that people are saying about you with your coaching. But at the bottom we can have, if you would like to feel like this, make sure to reach out and, you know, book a discovery call today. We need to make sure that we've got call to actions on every post so that when our ideal clients and dream customers come to them and they read this and they resonate with it, and then they're like, oh, I wonder how I work with her to get this experience for myself, then they can be like, oh, yeah, I need to book a discovery call with her. And I do that by clicking the link in her bio. So that's the first thing. With this one, this is great with all the information that you've included, but it's very busy in terms of text. Like this is almost like a flyer. And I can see here that this was bigger than what it was or what was able to fit into Instagram, because I can see some cutoff writing here as well. This is something that you could include on a carousel post. So you could have individual tiles that you swipe across to see all your different offers. I do love though that you've pinned this to the top of your grid, because this is also something that you could have in the start here highlight, or what work with me, all these different ways. So I think that's really good.
Thank you.
And self-love. Okay, so I love that you've got like a lot of body in the caption. Did you reach out to this person out of curiosity?
Yeah.
Cool. So I find every time we post something, when we get likes, when we get comments, I always like to reach out to people depending on what the content was in my post, to see like what resonated with them, to see where they're at in their journey, if self-love is something that they're interested in enhancing, or building upon, or what they currently do as self-love practices, or what they struggle with self-love. It kind of helps you then build out your content and your programs. So this is also a bit of your origin story as well. So this kind of tells them a bit about you. The only thing I'd recommend here, so I love that you've got a question, like a posed question to start. And when we've got, let me see if I can, so on the phone, when we post something on the phone, so I love the size of this. So this is a portrait. So it's 1080 by 1350. So I love that you've taken up all of this, what I call real estate on my phone. So if I'm scrolling through my feed and this appears, it has taken up the entirety of my phone. I can't see any other posts on this right now. Yeah. So I love that that's taken up the whole screen. What we can add is something like a hook to make people want to read more. So when we have like the why I'm so passionate about self-love, it's a great question, but it may not prompt someone to want to read more. They might just see it and then click through. When we include something like maybe like how to, or I might come back to this. Let me see if I've got, I think the other day I posted some hooks that you can use. Yeah. So you could have started that with the secret to, and then how you got to the desired outcome. And then that's when you start your origin story. Why is no one talking about maybe what your biggest struggle was when you were on your journey? And that might resonate or hit with a group of people. So when you've got your post here, you're talking about how you became sick from Crohn's, right? So it's like you might talk about, why does no one talk about like chronic illnesses, or why does no one talk about the impact on mental health, or the impact chronic illnesses have on mental health? And then you can lead into this. So it's something that someone could be like, oh, I have a chronic disease, or you know, my mental health struggled because I was ill with some sort of condition, or even just having COVID. I came out the end of it and I was impacted mentally. So that's definitely something that you can include at the top, is like a really strong hook. And when we have this on our phones, so when we have like the hook at the top and then you leave a space, so with this we can see you've gone straight from this into this. If we leave a space, none of the content will actually fill the initial box that you look at on your phone. It will have like a more, and people will click that to want to read more. And when people click that, the algorithm notices, oh, hey, everyone's clicking on that to read more about this post, and it'll preference your post in front of everyone else. So hooks are really important when we're thinking about the type of content that we're posting and the captions that we're posting as well. I love stuff like this. These are easy fillers as well. So if you commit to posting 3 times a week and you have like one post like this one where you add a lot of value and you share a bit about yourself, you can then have other ones that link back to that content like this, saying it's okay if all of this. The only thing I would recommend here is a call to action, like double tap if you found this helpful. You know, reach out to me if you're not okay. Do any of these resonate with you? And so you can have people start to comment what resonates with them the most, or comment or double tap or like something, and then you can reach out to them and say, just checking to see how you are and if you're okay, because I saw that you liked my post. I'd love to know what it is that you're struggling with today, or something like that. And then that can build upon the conversation to potentially convert them into a client that's on a self-love journey. This is good. I wish I had. So that's almost like a hook, like people want to read more. The only thing, oh, so you've got here, we need a call to action here as well. So you could say something like, is there something you wish you had? And then put it in the comments. Or, yeah, again, double tap if this resonates, double tap if you agree. Let me know if you've ever had to say, if you've ever said, I wish I had. You can also probably like extend on this with different mindsets and things like that, like abundance and those sort of things. Does that help, Sienna?
Yeah, it's helping a lot.
Okay, cool. I'm going to move on to the next account just because of time, but just making sure that we've got those call to actions and those hooks in place.
Yeah.
Try out some carousel posts when you've got like lots of content here. So
Yeah.
this section here that's about you, this you could put in a reel with you verbally saying it to the camera and it being like your start here.
Yeah, right.
You could also have this as just like that picture of yourself with this in the caption. And then you can say below, I'd love to know, like I'd love to connect with you, introduce yourself in the comments.
Beautiful. Thank you so
And then
much.
you can then have stuff in your next one about the different types of things that you offer to promote whatever the desired outcome is. So making sure that our clients know what we offer, but that we're focusing more on what we provide them, the transformation we provide them with, not the actual program itself.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So, Rochelle, I think you put your hand up at 1.2. Are you happy for me to do yours next?
Yes. Thank
Beautiful.
you.
Okay, so we had a little look at yours a couple of weeks ago when we were looking at like content ideas and other pages and what they were putting out there with some like content ideas and stuff like that. So we have what you do. You can kind of tell by what you do who it is you help. So you could put something about who it is you help. So is it like mums? Is it families? Is it you know, a couple instead of like that you're a baby loss mentor. So it's if you've got a niche of specifically who it is that you help. I'm not sure with your programs if you work predominantly with the mother or if you work
baby loss mums.
Yeah, so you can put something like that down there. Oh, hang on, you've got that here.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that. The other thing that you could add here is your name.
Okay. Instead of lamplighter.
As well as.
Oh, as well.
So just put so here. So see how like Sienna's got Sienna and then a line and then what she does.
Okay. Yep.
So you can put Rochelle line lamplighter for baby loss mums.
Okay.
The only other thing with that, I might even recommend that you put baby loss mentor here. And then you put a life planner for baby loss mums in your bio because people would be searching baby loss mentor.
Okay.
This is more what it is you are, and this is more who it is you help.
Yep.
I'm just going to bring up yours on. Did you change your profile picture while we were talking?
Yes.
Man, that confused me. Okay, so I brought up this before the class and then you've changed it to this now, which is really cool. So tick. I like that you're there sipping, is it like a cup of tea or a cup of coffee?
Yeah.
That kind of like also brings about this like casual and warmth. So like it's not super serious. I also like the colors that you're wearing in the picture.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a high energy jumping in the air type photo.
No, or like a mouth like because it's just not on point. But this is good.
Yeah.
And then we have, so we'll go here. So once again, you've got this more, click here for more.
Yeah.
Which people may not click on.
Yeah.
And no call to action in your bio. So there's nothing here that tells me like what I should do next if I want to work with you. We've got a link tree. I love that you've got your freebie at the top. So tick.
Mm-hmm. There's actually probably a few I want to hide out of that now until I got a bit further.
Yeah, perfect. I think that like my website, you can probably take that down a bit. Like, would you say on your website, what would you say is the most important thing that they go and check out? Would it be like your blog? Do you do routine blogs?
No, I want to, but no, not yet.
Yeah. Do you send out routine newsletters?
No, another thing on the list.
Yeah. So I'd probably move down the things that are less helpful.
It'd be more the contact me page, I guess.
Or how to work with me.
Yeah.
And then have a link to that.
Yeah.
Like it's great to have a link to your website, but I think the things that you need to kind of order your link tree in like likelihood of clicking and purchasing and moving up your value ladder, but also the value add. So if there are things that you're not contributing to at the moment, like are you releasing podcasts at the moment?
No.
So there are probably like you can probably reorder this, and like you don't have to necessarily take them away, but if you're not releasing blogs and you're not releasing newsletters or podcasts, you'd probably have them down the bottom.
Yeah.
Or you might have check out my website for information on my blog, my podcast, and my newsletter. So you could have just like the one thing.
Yep. I don't do a podcast. That's one that I was on that I have the link to.
Yeah. The other thing I'm just going to comment on is what are your branding colors?
Mainly
the pastels.
Sorry.
Are they pastels mainly?
Sort of what I'm wearing in that picture. But I've downloaded some highlights to redo along the top because it was blue and pink, but I changed it to have like a sage green and more inclusive. So yeah.
Probably have a think about what color you're using on your link tree because that's a fairly bright purple. That doesn't actually fit with the colors you're currently using predominantly on your feed. If you changed your highlights to have some more stronger colors, like it'd probably be on point. Otherwise, I'd probably recommend you hit some pastels or black and whites in the link tree.
Mm-hmm.
Like I recommended for Sienna, have a start here button. Talk on camera. Yeah. Who you are, who it is you help, why it is you got into it. What they can do now, like I think we spoke before about potentially having some free journal prompts or something like that, so you can lead them to your freebies to get those email addresses to then put them into like an email funnel. And things like that. You can also, so Sienna had pinned posts, so you can pick the posts that are going to add the most value to your clients and that you want them to see. You can pin them to your top 3. By doing that, you can just click on the image and then click the 3 dots and it'll say pin to grid or something like that. But if you do a reel where you're talking, you might have that as your first thing to be like, this is me, this is who I am. You might have another one that's to your freebie or to an event or program that you're about to launch. And you might have another one, a testimonial.
Yeah.
Yeah. So having a look at the content then. So I think we spoke a little bit about your content the other week. So I love, firstly, you've got a mixture of reels, carousels, and static posts.
Yeah.
This post performed well.
Yeah. And I've contacted everyone on that list that commented.
This is great. This is really good.
I had heaps of people, and all I did when I contacted them was I said, would you mind if I share your business in my stories? I hope you're well, and I'm glad you're in this community with us, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And they had to get back in touch with me if they wanted me to do that. So as they're back in touch, I share it, but then I keep the conversation going if I can.
Yeah, so that's really good. That's and so this is a clear call to action, and you've got it on your call to action is on your post, and it is in your caption. I do like this too. There are some accounts that are quite big that just share quotes that have the same thing that they post in their comments every single time. And because they're so big, their quotes make it to the explore page. And so if you see a quote for the first time, you'll see, usually the first thing is follow. So you've got like a post, share a post, tag a friend, comment, post a photo. Yeah, so you can do things like the first thing I'd probably add is follow. Go follow them. And then share love on their page.
Yeah.
But that's great. This one's got 24 likes as well. I don't know how to talk to you, so I can tell which audio it was already. And this is good. And then you've got a call to action. Very good. This one hasn't performed too badly. Yeah. So this is really nice, and this is like feel good too, yeah?
Yeah.
And this is like a really good question as well.
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest things with you guys is just like growing that audience so that we can make sure that we reach. So that was a reel of this. What I'm finding interesting, Rochelle, with you is you're getting the most reach with your carousels.
Okay.
I would take that on board. So your reels aren't performing too badly. Static posts aren't doing real well, but your carousel posts, like your carousel posts are doing really good.
Yeah.
And it may be because of the content that you've got in there, but like there's another one. Look at that. We've got 9 here, and we've got 32, 21. Oh, we've got 45 for this one.
Yeah, that one did really well. And that was just it's just that I had a poem in it that everyone seemed to like.
Yeah. And so that like this is resonating with your audience.
Yeah.
I think we found an Instagram page previously where they'd like shared people's stories.
Yes.
Have you thought about?
I've written them down to contact them.
Yeah, perfect. And because I think they put the handles of the people who had lost children in each story. So you can reach out to the family directly and say, because you don't really need to reach out to the person who's reposting their story. You need to post out to the person whose story it is.
Yeah.
And kind of be like, hey, I saw your story on this page. I'm also working in this space, and I think your story would really touch a lot of the mums I'm currently working with. Would you mind if I reshared it to my page? But that's good too. And even this one got 48. What was this one?
Oh, there, because it's sweary. Everyone loves a swear word. In my group.
Yeah. That's something to keep in mind too.
Yeah. Because I swear and I don't. Yeah.
Throw a few of them around.
Yeah.
And so like the stuff that you're putting out now is hitting better than these last ones. This is a good one too. So I think that's really nice as well.
I tried a couple of tip posts, 5 tips, things like that. They don't seem to hit.
They don't land. Yeah, that's fine.
No.
This is a testing process. So it's
Yeah.
when you find bigger accounts that work with your same niche, you can kind of see what lands really well with their niche. You can try it out, but it may not hit with yours. So you can then kind of test and trial different things. And so here you've got these two carousels have worked really well. You might put tips in something like this with one tip in each carousel.
Mm.
And then it'd be like, save it for later. Or you might pop a journal prompt in each carousel.
Yeah.
So this, and then you could have a call to action on the front, very similar to this. So a big shout out to baby loss mums, who are going through such and such. Swipe for the journal prompts that you need to start with on your healing process. Or
Okay.
don't use words like what I just used. Something like that though.
Yeah.
I'm making stuff up on the spot. But and then just see how that sits. If it sits better in a carousel,
Yeah.
this could be the algorithm that's preferencing your carousels because they've worked good before. And compared to a static post, if you put tips in a static post, it may not land as well.
Okay.
Just some suggestions. And then, did you have any questions about that, or is that okay?
My bio, maximizing that. I've just been changing talk. What would I just get rid of, like mama? Like the reason I put that, I'd probably get rid of Blossom's Cafe and event facilitator, I suppose, until they know more about that. And then that should bring it up to. But what sort of call to action?
I would send them to, what was in your link tree? Do you have it? What's the freebie at the top?
Yeah, a fill your cup freebie.
Yeah, I would say click here for my fill your cup freebie.
Okay, so click. How would that go? Click here.
So at the bottom, you can put, you know, the little emoji that's the down arrow.
Oh yeah, okay.
So down arrow to start with. Click here.
Yeah.
Even with this one, you might say something like you might even say practicing from experience.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And when I say practicing, I mean like practitioner practicing.
Yeah. Okay.
And that'll save you some characters to be able to add something else in. But have a play around with it. Let me know when you're happy with it, and I can review it again if you like. And I know what the time is, but I'm going to have a quick look at Mel's. I think Mel's. I don't think yours has much that I need to do with it because we've worked a bit on this before. 1, 2, 3, 4. You got 4 lines. You've got your photo with your highlight around it. We've got meditation wellness coach. If you're changing the name, be careful because you can only change it twice in a fortnight, and then they'll block you for changing it from another fortnight. So if you stuff it up twice, you're gonna have to live with that for the next fortnight. Mel, have you thought about changing your handle? If you're there.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a bit stuck with that because I had I was more massage based, and now I'm like moving away from that.
Have you thought about being meditation Mel?
I have like a business name that like was going to be like my end goal, and it was like the moving stillness.
Yeah. Do that. Change it now.
But then I like meditation with Mel. I was a bit stuck because I was doing my YouTube channel, like trying to get my name for that. But like the moving stillness, that like is quite broad, and it's like finding the stillness within the movement of like life. And that was kind of like my end thing. But I was like, I may as well just start using that now. But then I don't know, because I'm my brand, so it's like, is it better to have my name? But I hate my last name. Like I don't want to be Mel Keary on
You can just use Mel. People
Yeah.
just need to know, like when you message them, people just need to know who it is that they're speaking to. They just need to know, like, hey Mel or whatever else. And that's like when you've got, if you're a business and you do not have, like if you're a small business that has multiple staff to it and you're running under the business name, when you're in your DMs, you really should be saying who it is that's writing back to you. So if you were to reach out and say, you know, hey, thanks for the follow, I would write from Kate at the bottom of it if I was running under a business with multiple people on the account.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
if you were doing, I like meditation with Mel, hey.
Yeah, it flows,
the only reason
right?
why I would advise that you steer away from that is if at any point in time you're looking at building it to a point where you would sell the business.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
Even then, you could look at a rebrand before you sell. Because I think meditation with Mel is very clear about what you do and who you are.
Yeah.
You might have, so you can have your business name and you can have your handle, and then you can also have a slogan or a catchphrase.
Like the moving stillness.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And you could, or you could have that as a program. You could have your signature program might be called that.
Yeah, okay. Could my YouTube talk be called that or not? No, it would be better to, because it's saying exactly what it is. Yeah.
What are you doing on YouTube? Is it mainly meditation videos?
Yeah, yeah.
I'd do
My
meditation
yoga
with Mel.
nidras. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd do meditation with Mel.
Yeah.
And then I would have a signature course that is the moving stillness. The
Yeah,
moving
okay.
stillness 6-week course, the moving stillness 8-week course, or whatever you're gonna do with it.
Yeah.
Even your like 4-week courses. So you've got 4 lines here, and you've got sign up today. You could almost have that on the same line as this because it's like the same call to action. You could have sign up today to my 4-week course.
Oh yeah. On the same line.
Yeah, you could do it.
Yeah.
I've reduced mine to. So I just want to talk about one thing that's interesting on this. Okay, so on my computer, this fits on one line. On my phone, it doesn't. So your call to action is hidden.
Ah. Yeah. Okay.
So I would probably put the 4-week courses book now, sign up today as one call to action on one line, so they don't have to click on it.
Yeah. Let's see what that means. Wonder if
And
it'll
then
let me.
yeah, definitely let you. The link tree is good. Once again, you can have a start here. I do like that you've pinned these ones though.
Yeah.
You've got call to actions. You've got a reel. I'd probably add more of a caption instead of hashtags.
For the real, I thought it changed the algorithm for some reason.
No. Does it increase your views? No, I would I don't use hashtags at all anymore.
Oh yeah.
No.
How does it get noticed? Like, because you've got a lot of followers where I don't.
Mine, you can see with the algorithm how far it reaches. Mine don't always. Okay, so I just want to talk about a couple of things here. One, the reach of your reel. So sometimes you can have a lot of views on it, but you don't have as many likes. That means that the algorithm preferenced it, but it didn't hit with your audience. So I think, Rochelle, I'm going to use you as an example because we had one of yours that was like this. Is it the baby loss?
I changed it to all one line. Does it show up?
Oh. Yeah. So it's all there on the one thing now.
Oh yeah, cool.
So I think if we go to Reels, we can see how many views they've had or how many plays. See here. So 255, 379, 216, 14. Okay, so you can see in this instance, only 216 people have viewed it, but we've got 14 likes. This one, we've got 255 and 12 likes. So more people saw this, but less people liked it. Even this one, it's got as little as 172, but we've got 11 likes. This one's got 1,600 views, but only 31 likes. There's another one of yours. So another one, 16, but we've got 48. This one, we've got 1,500 views, almost the same as 1,600, right? But we've got 16 likes compared to 48. And once again, 17, 29, you can kind of see this one's got 4,884 views, but 28 likes. So this one reached far, but we don't have as much interaction on it. This one didn't reach as far, but we've got more interaction and more engagement. So we're not always looking for reach. Sometimes we're looking for more engagement with our existing followers to see what hits and lands with them. So if we look at yours, Mel, do you use hashtags on all of them? Hey.
Yeah.
I would probably recommend putting more text on text on the screen with these ones.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you've got text on that one. That one's good. What did that one do? This was that crazy day. I think 2 people got washed off this on the day that you posted this.
Yeah, no, I think it was the Saturday because Cam was there a bit prior, but a chick got knocked over, but not fully over, like just before that. Like I was actually videoing it, so it was probably like her.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so cool to watch, like not see that happen, but like just nature, like.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't worry too much about hashtags. Worry about your these things. Worry about your hooks. Get a hook on there that they have to look at more. The other thing you can do is you can post you can pin reels to your here to get more views.
Yeah.
So yeah, have a think about
the Y one. I just put that up there.
Yeah. Yeah, so that will get more interaction. So with these ones, always get more interaction than what the rest will. So at the moment, I've got a hi, this is me. I've got a this is an event coming up. And with the MLM, I've got now hiring. So I've got that one there as well. And then these ones are just stuff that I randomly post throughout whatever. And hope for the best. Like I did a carousel, 7 likes. It's telling me I probably shouldn't do carousels, right? I also like reels are sitting best with who I post about at the moment, and reels that have got like a cool resonating quote is what's running the best. And that's just because of the audience that I've built.
Yeah. So then
like,
how does it, so
sorry.
It's only just for my audience then, like I won't be getting any external reach if I don't do hashtags?
What you won't get any more external. So they've moved away from hashtags and towards SEO search. So you're better to have text in there that people will be searching on, if that makes sense. So they're going to be going off like what you include here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So just be careful with what, like, add value or something, entertainment or whatever. Yeah. This one did well for me, and it was tips to stop the scroll. And I did a reel with a trending audio. So do you know how to find trending audio?
Not really, I don't think. No.
So here, if we go to the Explore, I've hit the search button down the bottom. If you click on a reel, see right down the bottom, like down here, it's got this symbol that's got the music.
Yeah.
That means it's not trending. So if I go next, that's an ad. See how that's got an up arrow?
Yep.
That's trending.
Okay. So you're looking for
And
the
then,
arrow.
yeah, what you can do, sorry, is click on the, so you click down here on this image and that takes you to the audio. And that shows me that it's trending and how many reels it's been made, how many reels they've made with this audio.
Oh, yeah.
What you want to do is you want to find new trends. So you want to find trending audio that has less than 10,000K reels.
Oh, yeah.
So let's keep having a look. So this one, 63. This one's got 7,000. When you scroll down here, it shows you all of the reels that have been made with this audio, and you can see how many views they've had as well. So you can kind of see what sat well, sat the best. This is the one that sat the best. I don't even know. Oh, it's one about it's like resting bitch face or something like that is what the audio is.
Oh, yeah.
This one's only got 2,900 reels, so this is one that's hitting up the trends at the moment, and this got like 8 million views. Oh, this is the. Have you heard the audio where it's like something, I'm an addict? So you put up a caption that says what you're addicted to, and then they've got a dance that goes with, a dance that goes with the audio. But see, like this person's got 900 and actually that's bad. 932,000 views and only 16,000 likes. Good reach, but not great engagement. Me, I'm not addicted to anything. And then you show what you're addicted to. So you could say I'm not addicted to anything, and then you could have like just different images of you meditating or doing yoga all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go over this in next week's masterclass though. I'll talk about reels, carousels and posts and how you can like use them to help optimize your reach, I suppose. Does that help? Yeah. So think about your hooks, think about your call to actions. So even if you put up a post that just says double tap if you agree, we just want something for them to engage with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and I'm going to cut off the masterclass there because I think we've gone a bit over an hour.